That was Sonambient. This is a Harry Bertoya podcast.
Good morning. This is Celia Bertoya of the Harry Bertoya Foundation here in St. George, Utah. And it is June 16th, 2020. We're going to talk about how to identify authentic Bertoya chairs today. This will be a quickie version that you can listen to on your way to that estate sale or mid-century modern dealer. So, and it's one of the most frequently asked questions we get at the foundation. I see a chair I want to buy. Is it the real thing? So, first of all, you've got the Bertoya diamond chair, and it should be shaped like a diamond. That's where the name came from, the shape. The knockoffs are rounder. They don't really have that diamond shape. Another thing to look at, and this is on all of the chairs, the side chair, the child's chair, the diamond chair, the wide diamond, the bird chair, the chaise lounge. Where the leg meets the frame, there should be an overlap. It's not a smooth butt joint. It actually, the wire overlaps. So look for that. Also, if you have a chance to actually sit in the chair, it will be comfortable. Harry spent a lot of time figuring out the shape of the human body, having many people sit in his models, children, adults, large, small. So the chair will be comfortable. Now, if you are sitting directly on the wire grid, that does tend to sort of dig into your skin. But the overall shape should feel like it fits to your human body. The fakes are just not comfy. Now, on the 420 side chair, the dining room chair, if you're looking toward the chair from the front, you're looking right at the chair. Look up at the top row of wire, and on both corners, it should be a horizontal, somewhat elongated shape, something between a rectangle and a triangle. On the authentics, it's a longer horizontal shape in that top row of rods. On the fakes, that will be much more vertical. So that's something to look for. The edge wire, the rim wire, there was only about a year, very early on, that the side chairs and the diamond chairs had a double wire rim. Then they ran into a patent issue. So from then on and currently, the rim or edge wire is simply a thicker single wire, not double. Again, on the side chair or dining room chair, on the front seat edge, so if you were sitting on the chair, what's right beneath your knee, or the thigh right above your knee, there is what's called a waterfall edge. So the edge slightly curves downward, a sloping angle, and the edge wire will be on top, whereas on the sides, the edge wires beneath the cross wires. Again, on the fakes, this is usually different. Another thing to look at the wires is that at the edge they will be cut at an angle. They're slightly slanted, about a 45-degree angle, so that it's not so pokey and doesn't catch on clothing and whatnot. The Knoll stamp, Knoll, the producer of these chairs, that stamp was only begun in 2004. So don't worry if you don't see a stamp. It might be just an older chair. But if it is a newer chair, the place to look for the Knoll stamp, and it simply says Knoll, there's nothing else, will be on the frame of the chair, on the back, looking toward the rear. So if you're behind the chair, you would look down to the frame and you'll see a small but very clear and distinct Knoll on the framework wire. The connectors, or attachment, where the frame is connected to the actual seat of the chair, should look like kind of a big paper clip. That's what we call it, simply the paper clip connector. I do have to mention that in the early days, in the 50s and 60s and 70s even, there were many licensed producers of these chairs all over Europe. I think there were about a dozen different countries. And each country had a slightly different connector. So if everything else looks good and you are located in Germany, chances are it is authentic. But normally in America, you'll have that paper clip type connector. And some of this may not really make sense until you're actually looking at the chair. You may ask, why should I buy an authentic Bertoya chair as opposed to these knockoffs that are half the price or a quarter of the price? Well, I'll tell you why. First of all, you will be honoring the designer. In this case, Harry Bertoya, but it could be Charles Eames, it could be Eero Saarinen, it could be George Nakashima. Those people were highly creative and they were breaking new ground. They did some phenomenal work in the mid-century. So that's one thing. You're actually kind of getting a piece of that creative spirit. Secondly, an authentic Bertoya chair by Knoll is going to last a long time. We still have chairs from the 50s. These chairs are made well, they're spot welded, they're sturdy, durable chairs. The knockoffs will, and I guarantee it, they will start to fall apart after not too many, maybe a decade. And really, you will get your money's worth. You will get your money's worth. It's a much more comfortable chair. The chair just looks right. It looks sculptural. It looks beautiful. If you look at the knockoffs, they are just sort of off. And that's really kind of the big takeaway from this, is that the knockoffs just look a bit skewed, and they are. So really, buy an authentic. But if you're listening to this, you probably really want to buy an authentic. So that's good. Just to cover the most poignant points, the leg will overlap the frame. Always look for that. You don't want a butt joint. The rim will not be a double wire. It's a single edge wire. The null stamp only started in 2004. It'll be on the back rear frame. So, if you are on your way to purchase a chair, I wish you good luck. You can always find more information at harrybertoya.org, and we're on Facebook and Instagram and all those. We do have a YouTube channel, and I wish you the best of luck.